So tonight, welcome to my channel first of all. Tonight is Friday, so it's gonna be a fish Friday today. So I am going to be making, let me adjust my camera. I always have to adjust the camera. I hope that's high enough. I'm gonna just stand back this way because I don't know. Today I'm going to be making crispy. I'm going to be making crispy southern fried fish. I'm going to be using tilapia to fry the fish. Today I'm also going to be making, or tonight, I'm going to be making some Tony's. I can't say the last name, but this is Tony's. Creole red beans and rice. I'm pretty sure you probably seen this in your grocery store, Walmart, or wherever. So I'm going to be using this for the red beans and rice. This is the dinner mix. All right. And I'm going to be using Zatarain's. This is it's real lemon added. It's gluten free, and so it's crispy southern fried fish. So, and I have my croissant. So I'm going to make a fish sandwich, but I'm going to be instead of using like sliced bread or a bun, I'm going to be using croissants that I got from Walmart. So I got these from Walmart. So my favorite thing I like to cook is fish. I do like to cook fish. Frying fish. Uh-oh. Also today too, I forgot to put it in the title, but I'm gonna put it in the title after I finish. I'm going to make some homemade tartar sauce for the fish sandwich. I forgot about that, so I'm just gonna pull it up. No, yeah, I'm gonna pull it up some so you can see my face. Oh. All right, I think that's good. Okay. So, you can see me. All right, so first off, also what I'm going to be using for the red beans and rice, I'm going to be using this, I want to say, is it smoked? It's smoked Cajun sausage from this brand here. I'm pretty sure you probably seen this in your local grocery store. This is what I'm going to be using to make the red beans and rice, the Creole red beans and rice. All right, and the fish I'm going to be using today, like I said, I'm going to be using some tilapia. Now, this is what I like to fry tilapia, and you can use whatever kind of fish you want. If you want to fry catfish, you want to freshwater, saltwater, but what I have today is tilapia. You don't have to use tilapia. You can use whatever fish you want to use. All right, so also first, there's some things to do, like I gotta prep. So with the tartar sauce, okay, you have to use a pickle relish. And so while I'm getting the two things I'm going to do first is I'm going to strain the pickles, because the juice, the juice off the pickles. I'm going to use this pickle relish today. This pickle relish is from Walmart. So, and then also I'm going to put the red beans and rice on first. And then I'm going to go ahead and prep my fish, rinse it off, and all that good stuff. So first thing first is, I'm going to make some homemade tartar sauce. I know some people don't know how to make homemade tartar sauce, so I'm going to show you guys today. Now, I could go ahead and make the tartar sauce first, get that out the way, but the first thing you want to do is strain the relish. There's only like two really good ingredients when it comes to tartar sauce. Tartar sauce just require mayonnaise, mayo. You use whatever kind of mayo you're going to use today. Tonight I'm going to be using the Hellmann's mayonnaise for my tartar sauce. So you want to take a strainer like this. You see this? Okay. However you want to strain it, but I use this. You want to place it in a bowl. So I have a bowl here. You want to place that in a bowl like this. Okay. You're going to... let's see if this stay. Okay, good, it stay. You're going to take your pickles, and you're whether you have it in cause sometimes some pickles come in a jar. So you take a spoon and you put it out the jar. But this is like a squeeze bottle. So this is a squeeze bottle. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open this, and the juice is coming out already. You can see. You see that juice? We don't want that in our tartar sauce. Even when I make tuna salad, I drain the juice. So you have the strainer and the bowl. You put it inside the bowl like so, and you take your pickles and you put it on here on the strainer. You just pour or squeeze. You see all that juice coming out? We don't want that, and that's why we're straining it. So I'm gonna pour. Ooh, that's too. I don't want that much pickles. But you want to eyeball the pickles, right? So you want about that much. You don't, because I'm just gonna make a little, kind of a little bowl of tartar sauce. I'm not gonna make like a big thing of tartar sauce. So that's about how much pickles you need. So while I'm doing what I need to do, like prepping and everything else, another thing to make sure all the juice, like the pickles, is dry. You want to take a spoon. You want to use the back of the spoon. You want to take the back of the spoon, and you're going to have your bowl here, and you're going to take the back of that spoon and you're going to squeeze the juice, the pickle juice out, and that's what the strainer is for. And you see, as I do that, you see all the pickle juice is coming out, because we don't want that pickle juice, and you want to make sure it's going in the bowl, of course. But I'm going to just keep this in a strainer until I'm ready to make the tartar sauce, because I want to make sure that all of this juice, you still see more juice. I want to make sure all of this juice is off of the pickles before I even make my tartar sauce, okay? So we're going to set this to the side. All right. Also, we're going to be using a lemon today. I'm going to be using a lemon for maybe a little bit for the fish, to clean the fish a little bit, and also for the tartar sauce. Use it for the tartar sauce. All right, so now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut this fish open. I'm going to rinse it off, because you have to rinse the fish off. All right, so I'm going to go to the sink. I'm going to go to the sink and I'm going to rinse this fish off here. So I'm just cutting it. You got to cut the plastic off of it. All right. And if you don't want to have, because sometimes when you fry fish, right, fish leaves an odor, okay? So what I've learned from someone taught me is to take the lemon juice after you rinse the fish, and just squeeze some lemon juice on the fish before you, before you season it. And it'll help cut down that fishy smell when you fry the fish. Okay, so we're gonna do that. All right, we're also gonna season our fish today. I got some seasonings here I'm gonna show you. You don't want to use too much seasoning. Like, you can use a lot of seasoning, but don't use a whole lot of sodium, because this crispy southern fish fry mix, breading mix, has a lot of sodium. So I'm big on not using a lot of sodium. So how much sodium is in this Zatarain's fish fry? 630 milligrams. It's 27%. Okay, so 630 milligrams of sodium. So you really don't need that much. So when you season your fish, I don't know what y'all be using to season your fish. I might add a little accent to mine. That's it. But using a whole lot of salt, don't do that, because especially if you're using this, because this already is loaded with salt, loaded with sodium. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and rinse my fish off. And quick. You want to rinse your fish off with cold water. Rinse your fish off with cold water. And I just rinse it off really, really good. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to fry 2 pieces. This is going to be me eating this. So just fry 2 pieces of fish. And I'm going to wash my hands, because the fish, I'm gonna wash my hands right quick. Because I'm about to touch the seasoning, so I don't want to, you know. Alright, so as I was saying, here we have our fish, and now we're going to pat dry the fish a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna do that first. It's best to pat dry the fish, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. You want to take a paper towel, right? And you're just going to pat dry both sides, like so. Pat dry, because this is just from rinsing it. So you want to take it, flip it over, flip the other side over, and just kind of pat dry it. All right, so that's good. And we're gonna take fresh. Let's see. We're gonna take some fresh lemon juice from a real lemon, and we're going to just squeeze a little lemon juice on the fish, so that way when we fry it, it won't leave a fishy smell throughout your home. Okay, so I'm gonna get my knife. What, I had a knife? Yeah, there we go. And the onion, I mean not the onion. The lemon is kind of hard. Ooh. The lemon is kind of hard. So the way to soften the lemon, you can like roll it on your counter, or something like that. But it's kind of hard. So you want to soften it. If y'all hear barking, that's my dog. So it's a little soft now to cut. So I'm gonna take the knife and cut it a little bit. All right. No special way to cut it. I'm just gonna cut where I can get a little bit of the juice. That's what I'm trying to do. All right. So I just cut like a big slice. I cut 2 like slices. So we're just gonna squeeze the lemon juice onto the fish, and I'll show you. So we have our fish here. And we're going to take the lemon and we're going to squeeze the juice onto the fish here. Doesn't need a whole lot because we're going to season it really good. All right. Like I said, this helps cut that odor smell from that. All right. And I guess we'll do both sides, I guess. I gotta wash my hands again. Because when I touch the seasoning, I don't want whatever I touch. Okay, so just put a little lemon juice on both sides of the fish. Like so. Alright, that's good enough. Just need lemon. Alright, so now we're going to season the fish. I'm going to show you what seasonings I use. Wash my hands. Again. All right, so now we're getting into, I'm doing things a little backwards. So we rinse the fish off. Okay, really I'm supposed to be doing the red beans and rice because that takes about 30 minutes to cook, and I'm gonna cook the red beans and rice in the microwave. And I know you're probably like, the microwave? Yes, there is microwave directions on the back of the box. You have your stove top directions, and you have the microwave. Now the microwave is my best friend. I love to cook things in the microwave. Sometimes cooking stuff in the microwave be tasting better than the stuff when you cooking stuff on over the stove. So let me put this fish to the side, but we already prepped it. That's good. I'm gonna lay like a paper towel over it so it won't be too dried out. Because that was my fault. I'm doing things a little bit backwards. All right, so what I'm gonna do next, I like to drink wine when I cook. All right, so what I'm about to do next is we're going to go ahead and start on this red beans and rice. The dinner mix, the Creole dinner mix from, I'm gonna just say Tony's, okay? I got this from Walmart. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this. And I'm just gonna put it in the bowl. Now, I have nails, press-on nails, and so I'm trying not to mess them up. Okay, so here we go. Now one day I'm gonna make homemade red beans and rice, but today we're gonna use this Tony's mix, this dinner mix. So this Tony's is really easy to make, especially with the microwave durations. All you need to have is water and your meat. Okay, so it's the meat that I'm going to use for this is going to be this Cajun sausage here, and that's it. So it says 4 cups of cool water, and then the packet here, and then your chopped sausage or ham, whatever you prefer, sausage or ham, whatever kind of meat. If you want to use chicken, yeah, I think you can. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and open this. See, I almost cut. Almost cut. All right, so this is what it looks like, the red beans and rice. So we're gonna pour it in the bowl. You want to take now this, if you want to do the stove top directions for cooking the red beans and rice, you can do that. I'm just doing the microwave, cooking it in the microwave tonight. I always cook this type of stuff in the microwave. All right, so we're gonna have to need, it says 4 cups of water. But before we get this water, we're going to cut our sausage. We're also going to season the red beans and rice. I know you're like why are we going to season it if it's already seasoned from the box or the pack? A lot of times these like companies like this that have like these types of dinner mixes and stuff like this that comes in a box, they don't have enough seasoning. So before I even get started, we are going to season this while this is dry, okay? And then once we add the water, incorporate the water into it, then once it gets heated up, even the seasoning from the sausage is going to make this red beans and rice taste excellent, okay? But we're going to use our seasoning too as well. This is optional. You don't have to do this. I just like a lot of flavor because, I'm a Southern girl from the South, so I like a lot of seasoning, okay? So with this, I'm going to take some accent, just a little accent to kind of get the flavor up. So I'm going to sprinkle some little accent in here, not a lot. Then next, I'm going to take some Creole seasoning. This, I want to say I got this from either Publix or Walmart. So I'm going to just put a little bit of this Creole seasoning, not a whole lot because this is very salty as well. But it wakes whatever you're cooking up. It gives it a good flavor. So we're going to just put some Creole seasoning in here. All right. And this is seasoned so that way I don't have to worry about it. When it's done, it's already seasoned. All right, so that's enough of that. Because once the water goes in there, water takes away from certain seasonings. So that's why I add a little extra seasoning to the package, because once you add that water, it kind of decreases the seasoning. So that's why I add a little something. But you don't have to do that. And I'm going to take some black pepper. You don't have to, but I just prefer to do that. And I'm taking some black pepper and putting it in there too. Okay, and now I'm about to get my measuring cup and measure the water for the red beans and rice, because while the red beans and rice is cooking in the microwave, then I'm going to be frying the fish. Everything is like, when I cook, I try to do everything in a timely manner. So by the time I finish frying the fish, the red beans and rice should be done out of the microwave. It should take maybe about that long, 25 to 30 minutes, right? While this is in the microwave. By the time the red beans and rice is finished, the fish should be finished. The reason why I say that, because it takes a little time for the cooking grease to heat up. So you want to make sure when you fry fish that your cooking grease is hot first before you even put the fish in the pan. So immediately after I finish mixing this up and putting it in the microwave, I'm going to go ahead and pour the cooking oil in the frying pan and let that grease be heating up while I'm still prepping the fish and prepping my other stuff. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. The black pepper. The black pepper. All right, so let's go ahead and cut these sausage up. So, excuse me, the black pepper got me sneezing. So I'm gonna go ahead and just set this to the side. I'm gonna get my measuring cup first. All right, so the ingredients on there says 4 cups, right? So 4 cups is quite a bit, right? That's a lot. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna wait to put the water in there until after I finish cutting up the sausage. All right, so let's cut up these sausages. Now you can cut up the sausage however you want. You can leave it whole. You can cut it in half. You can cut them in like bite-sized pieces, however you want to do it. So I'm just gonna take the scissors and cut the sausage out of the package. I'm not gonna be using all of the sausage today because I only use like 1 box. I'm only gonna use 1 box. So this is like a Cajun style dinner for tonight. All right, so we have our sausage here. So I'm just gonna cut this in half. All right, I probably would just use half of that. I don't know. We'll probably just use all of that. All right. All right, Shango, I don't know why he's barking. All right, so now I'm gonna cut the sausage. I'm gonna show y'all how I cut my sausage for my So all I'm gonna do is just maybe like, Now the sausage, the key to the sausage, right? The sausage has more flavor than anything. Shango. Sorry. The sausage has more flavor than anything. So, I'm going to show you in just a second how I cut my sausage. So for right now, I got my sausage cut like this. But I'm going to go back after I finish just slicing it. I'm going to go back and cut them in half. Because I don't want my sausage to be too big. So, all right. So we're going to just cut it like this. All right. And I'm going to eat all of this. And okay, so I'm thinking, I'm just kind of eyeballing it, see how much I need. And then whatever I don't use, I will put it back in the freezer. Put the sausage back in the freezer. So I just cut one more. All right, so they look like this. Now I'm about to cut these in half, so that way you can see. And I will show you after I finish cutting them in half. And once I finish putting the sausage in with the rice, then I can eyeball them and see if that's enough sausage, which I think this will be enough sausage. But like I said, if you want to cut them as small as you want to, that's fine. I wouldn't recommend cutting these too big, but like I said, you could cut them whatever size you want. So this takes a little time to cut the sausage, but that's because I don't want mine too big. But if you want to keep yours like this, you can, but this is the size of the sausage that I want. It's like half of that size. So I'll show you. You got the whole and then you got the half. So I just cut it in half. Or if you want it smaller than that, you can cut that in half again if you want to. And then you have a little piece like that. But however you want to do them, or you can leave them whole, however you want to do them. Let's see. I think I got enough. Because I have fish, so now So now they look like this. Okay, we cut them up. They look like that. So we're going to pour the sausage in here. So I think that's enough. I think that's enough. I'm gonna put the sausage in here. All right. The sausage really helps give it a flavor. Now this is what it looks like now in here. The sausage. I haven't added the water yet, but I'm thinking I might add a little bit more sausage because sometimes with the red beans and rice, if you want it just as just a meal, just the red beans and rice and the sausage, you can eat that, or you can add whatever. But I think that might be enough because I still have this little bit left. Like I said, I'm just trying to eyeball it. Let me see. I think that might be enough. I think so. Yeah. I'm gonna just cut a couple of more. That's it. Just a couple of more. I'm gonna make sure it's enough, and that should do it. All right. So yeah, I just cut a few more. I'm just gonna stick it in there. All right. Now we're gonna combine our water. I'm just getting 4 cups of water. So I have the water here. I just want to double check and make sure that it says 4 cups, because that's a lot of water. Yeah, it says 4 cups of cool water. I'm scared. That's why I be seasoning my stuff. But like I said, once it's finished at the microwave, I'm gonna taste it. Because like I said, once you add the water to it, the water kind of dilute the seasoning a little bit. So once it's finished, I'm gonna taste it and see if it's still seasoned good enough. And if not, I have my seasonings out. I'll just go ahead and add some more to get it tasting, so it won't taste bland. All right, so we got our 4 cups of water here. I'm gonna pour the 4 cups of water into our bowl of the mixture of the red beans and rice Tony's mix and the sausage. All right, and I'm going to take a spoon and stir. All right, because I want to make sure that the mix gets, the water helps the mix get throughout the red beans and rice. So you want to do this before you place it in the microwave. Like I said, I'm cooking it in the microwave tonight. Alright, so there's some hard pieces. I'm glad I'm stirring this up first. Alright, so the water will help dissolve that. And what I'm going to do periodically, like, let's say after the first maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes or 15 minutes, I'm going to stir and then put it back into the microwave. So I'll do that in about 10, because I want to make sure the seasoning is dissolved really good into the water, because like I said, there's some little chunks of seasoning. So this is what it looks like. You can see it, or you may not can see it, but it looks like that. So we're going to put it in the microwave for about 30 minutes. 30 minutes. We're going to put it in the microwave. Alright, we put that in the microwave for 30 minutes. And next up, what we're gonna do, we're gonna add the grease. We're gonna add our cooking oil to our pan. All right, so all right, so I'm gonna be using this thing here, and then I'm gonna turn it on. It says here you want to set your stove or whatever onto 350 degrees Fahrenheit. That's on high. So let's see, I think I have that on here. The exact degrees. Okay, so we're gonna set it there on 350, and it's on. So you want to make sure, like I said, you want to make sure your is and I'm gonna turn my phone down so you can see. I guess there we go. I think that's a little bit better. All right, better. So all right, so here we have the grease. This is heating up, so this is already at 350 degrees, and it's on medium high. So if you was to cook this on the stove, it would be on medium high. You want to take your vegetable oil, cooking oil, or whatever you use to fry fish, and you're going to pour it in your frying pan. I prefer a frying pan. You can use a deep dish. What you call it, a deep fryer. You can fry it that way, but I prefer it this way. I want to say that's enough cooking oil there, about that right amount, and I'll add a little bit more just in case. Okay, that's perfect. You don't want to. We're not deep frying it because I like flip it over. I want it to be the fish to be crispy. So we're not using a whole lot of grease, but we're using enough. So what I did, that was about a little bit more than half of this. You see, it's about, it's way, like a little bit more than half. So I'm thinking that's enough grease. Cause I'm gonna add a little bit more. I'm sorry. We're gonna add a little bit more. I want to make sure it's enough. So that's about, and I still have a little bit more left. So that grease is going. I'm just gonna put that over here, set it to the side. Now we are going to we're going to season our fish. All right. Now we had our fish covered up, so you can see it. All right. So the seasonings that I'm going to be using for the fish, and then once I finish, I will put the phone back up so you can see my face. But right now, this is important. All right. So I'm going to use a little bit of accent. I'm going to use some parsley, and I'm going to use some obey. All right, some obey to season the fish. Parsley, accent. I don't know if I'm gonna use. I may use a little garlic powder. I'm not sure. I'll use it. And then after we do the fish, we're gonna get it. We're prepping the fish, and then I'm gonna show you how to put the batter into a Ziploc bag. That's what I'm gonna do. And then we're gonna make the tartar sauce. So we got a lot to do. Okay, so first I'm gonna go ahead and season the fish with the obey, like so. Everything is gonna taste really good if it's seasoned. Okay, don't just solely depend on this fish fry stuff as just still add a little seasoning, but like I said, just not so much salt because this already comes with a lot of sodium. All right, so and then we're gonna take a little accent seasoning, and so I got this at Walmart. You get it at your local grocery store. And then we're gonna take some parsley. You don't have to use parsley. I'm just extra. You don't have to use parsley, but I use parsley on the fish. And once again, the fish that I'm cooking tonight is tilapia. So I'm cooking tilapia. All right, and I think I will use a little bit of garlic powder. The garlic powder is optional too. You don't have to use garlic powder if you don't want to. Okay. All right. So now we're going to. I'm gonna use my tongs because I don't want to touch the fish. So I'm taking these tongs here, and I'm gonna flip the fish over, turn it over. All right, turning that fish over, because The reason why I'm using this, because I'm gonna have to touch the seasoning again. So I don't want to keep washing my hands like that, you know. So take some garlic powder. Alright. Just a little bit. You don't need a whole lot. And some accent. Alright. Some parsley. Of course, parsley. Like I said, the parsley is optional. If you're extra like me, you probably use it. Alright. And we're going to take some obey. That's what I'm using. Obey. Alright. And if you think I'm finished seasoning the fish, I'm not. Alright. We're gonna season this again, but not this way. So this is what this fish look like seasoned. Alright. Now, what I'm going to show you what I mean by seasoning the fish again. I'm going to set the fish over here to the side. Is now we're going to take the fish fry. And we're going to, you want to get like a Ziploc bag. Alright. You want to get a Ziploc bag. Now, if you're from the country, like myself, you can get a paper bag. You can get a paper bag, like the sack lunch paper bag or big regular paper bag. And if you don't have a Ziploc bag, you can improvise a paper bag and shake your fish in the paper bag. Sometimes you can get a container. You don't have to use a Ziploc bag. I use a Ziploc bag. You can get a container with a lid. I'll show you. You can. Alright, so to shake the fish up, you can get like a container with a lid, and you just you put the fish fry in the container, and then you put your piece of fish in there, and then you close the lid on the container, and then you shake the fish up like that. But today, I'm going to be using a Ziploc bag because a lot of times after I fry fish, I kind of don't use the fish fry again. I may use it again and I may not. I just wanted to show you guys before I got this on sale at Walmart. And I know from the screen y'all can't see, but it may look like a 9 or something like that. But really, I got this at Walmart on sale for 61 cents. And I grabbed like 5 or 6 boxes of this. So this was on sale for 61 cents. I'm not sure of the regular price. I don't know because I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure this probably averages anywhere between maybe a couple of dollars or $3. I'm not sure, but I got it on sale for 61 cents. This is the Zatarain's fish fry. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and open this. All right, so we're gonna do it in the Ziploc bag. So this is how much, pretty good amount, right? A pretty good amount comes in here. You want to go ahead and use the whole pack because you want to make sure you batter the fish. And tilapia, the 2 pieces that I got, they're pretty good size, pretty big size. So we're just going to take the scissors and we're going to cut this open. And we're going to, whatever you have, if you have a paper bag, if you have a Ziploc bag, a lot of times some people even use a plastic bag. So if you don't even have a Ziploc bag, if you don't have a container, if you have a paper bag, use a paper bag. But a lot of times if you don't have neither one of those, some people, not everybody, will take a Walmart or take a grocery store bag. You can take a couple of grocery store bags. I would say a couple, just in case if they have a hole in it or something. One of them have holes. But you just want to double check and make sure there's no holes in it. And then you can pour your fish fry in a plastic bag. Whichever way you want to do it. There's so many options and so many ways to do this. But I'm going to be a little different. I'm going to go ahead and put the fish fry in the Ziploc bag today. I'm going to be using a Ziploc bag. So I'm going to just pour that in there. Now, the country way, the other country way to fry fish, if you don't have the means to get any Zatarain's fish fry, you can take some cornmeal. You can take cornmeal, do it the old-fashioned way. Take some cornmeal and season your fish. And the catch is to having good seasoned fish, you're going to season your cornmeal or your fish fry. So we're going to season it again. It's going to be very flavorful, okay? So now, because a lot of times when you start to put the fish in here and you shake the fish around, the seasoning sometimes will come off into the bag, whatever bag you're shaking it in. So that way when that happens, you also have seasoning in your fish fry or your cornmeal or whatever, you know. So you want to take your seasoning that you used to season the fish. You want to take your Old Bay and you want to put a little bit of Old Bay in here. See, you're gonna this if you want to have a good fish fry, good fried fish. This is the way to do it. So you take some, you kind of eyeball it. I think that's about enough. Then you want to take your parsley. Like I said, parsley is optional. And we're seasoning it in here. All right. Okay. And we're going to take a little bit of garlic powder. We're going to take that little bit of this garlic powder and we're going to put it in here. All right. And next up is the accent. And we're going to put some accent in here. That's enough. It poured out real fast. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna close it, and we're just gonna shake that seasoning around in the fish fry. The fish fry batter. Okay, so this will be yep. And so that way, once I finish frying my fish tonight, I can dispose of this in the trash can, and it's already in a Ziploc bag, mess free. I won't leave like fish fry stuff all over the place because it's already in the Ziploc bag. So like I said, sometimes I may reuse it for a second fish fry, and then sometimes I may not, depending on how much, you know. But I prefer to use another fresh box of the fish fry if I decide to fry fish again. So that's what I prefer. But sometimes you can reuse the fish fry. And if you do reuse it, just put it in your refrigerator, keep it in a container, or keep it in a Ziploc bag and put it in your refrigerator. And then that way, the next time you want to fry fish again, you can reuse it. All right, so I'm smelling the red beans and rice. They're smelling good. So what I'm going to do, I said about, 10 minutes, right? I'm going to stir the red beans and rice before I get started. And then I'm just checking the heat of the, it's not getting hot just yet. I may have to turn the temperature up. So let's see. Oh, you know what? I didn't have it up. Oh, shoot. Okay. I forgot to turn it off. Oh, I'm sorry. So I'm glad I checked it. The grease was supposed to be getting hot. So I did this and I was like, oh, it's still kind of cool. So that's not right. Anyway, so we're going to let that grease supposed to be getting hot. But anyway, we'll go ahead and make tartar sauce. So I'm going to stir the red beans and rice because I smell them. I'm going to stir the red beans and rice. Yeah. All right. Okay, so now we're going to start on the tartar sauce because I thought the grease was getting hot, but it wasn't. So remember earlier how I said you want to strain your pickles? Okay, so they've been straining while I've been doing the other stuff. So I want to make sure that they're strained really good. And I'm just going to do this some more. You see there's more juice coming out. And this is about how much pickles you're going to need. You especially if you're going to, I'm just going to use it to put it on my fish sandwich. Okay, so that's about how much. All right, so there was a lot of pickle juice. I'm going to show y'all the pickle juice here in a minute. All right, so I'm just going to pour this into here. This is the strained pickles, all right? So that's enough. That's enough. And I'll show y'all the pickle juice. That's how much pickle juice came out into the from the pickles. It's just a little bit, not a lot. But we don't want that pickle juice in our tartar sauce. Okay. So I'm gonna rinse this spoon off and so I can get the mayonnaise. All right. So the ingredients for tartar sauce, homemade tartar sauce, is mayonnaise. The biggest ingredient, two biggest ingredients is the pickles and the mayo. All right, and seasoning. All right, and we're gonna squeeze a little bit of lemon juice into the tartar sauce. All right. So if you don't know how to make homemade tartar sauce, you're gonna know how to make it tonight. All right. So you do want to season your tartar sauce, right? Season everything. You want to take a little bit of garlic powder and some accent and some black pepper. That's all you need. Now, I use, if you want to use salt, you can use salt, but I don't eat a lot of salt, so I use accent. So so you want to season it with just a little whatever salt you have, if you use salt. Or not. If you're a sodium-free person, don't just use a little bit of garlic and garlic powder and black pepper. So I like to have a little flavor, just a little seasoning. So I'm gonna just put some accent in here, just a little accent. All right, that's good because this stuff is really strong, very strong. And we're gonna take some black pepper. Black pepper in here, just a little bit. And we're going to take some garlic powder, all right? Garlic powder. Going to get a little bit of flavor. And that's all you would need. Those are the only 3 seasonings I would use for the homemade tartar sauce. And it'll look like this. So you got your pickles at the bottom. You got your accent, the accent or salt, the black pepper, and what's that? Garlic powder, right? Yeah, so the garlic powder. That's all I used. And then next up, we're going to sprinkle a little bit of lemon juice. And this is optional for the tartar sauce, but that's why it's called tartar. Tart. Because lemon is tart, right? So you want to make this tartar sauce tarty, all right? Into your for your tartar sauce. Because that's why, keep in mind, that's why it's called tartar sauce. And a seed fell in here. I'm going to just take this seed out. Okay. All right. So I have the other part of the lemon that I cut earlier. So we're just going to squeeze that, as you can see. Squeeze that into the tartar sauce. And that's about how much? A couple of, like one, is it teaspoon? Like I said, I just eyeball my stuff. I'm not like exact measurement, but you don't need that much lemon juice. You need a little bit, but not a lot, just to make it a little tarty. And I'm gonna wash my hands because I don't want my hands to smell like lemon. Okay, so okay, so next up is the biggest ingredient here is mayo. Now, I'm eyeballing my mayo. I'm not measuring it at a whatever. So, I'm just taking, you're going to take about that much mayo. And then, like I said, I'm just eyeballing it for right now because I don't know for sure. But we're eyeballing it. So, that's what it's going to look like. We're going to take that much mayo. And we're going to stir. We're just going to stir this. All right. Oh, I think we got enough. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add another little dab of mayo. So this is the tartar sauce, and that's all you do is homemade tartar sauce. Okay, so it looks like this, homemade tartar sauce. So easy. All right, easy, easy, easy. All right, and it's seasoned and all. So sometimes what I do with the tartar sauce, because since I'm just eating just one fish sandwich, I'll just put it in like a container. So I'll show you. Alright, so if I have leftover tartar sauce, you can find these little mini cups at Walmart or your local grocery store at Sam's or whatever. And see, these mini cups have like lids. I'm pretty sure y'all have seen these before. The lids. So I might need two, I don't know. And anyway, that way if I ever need tartar sauce again or have fish again, I just can pour the tartar sauce in the lid. So we're gonna just pour the tartar sauce in here, in the lid. No, not in the lid. And then I'm just gonna leave enough for my sandwich in the bowl. So I think that should be, because I love tartar sauce. So and then how I store it, see I had a little bit left. You see that tartar sauce? Homemade. And then I take the lid off for the mini cups, and then I place the lid on there. And now you have leftover tartar sauce you can put in your refrigerator for your next time you have fish or whatever. So yeah, so we do that. But I just left a little bit in the bowl for me to so I just left a little bit in the bowl for me to put on my fish sandwich. Okay, but making homemade tartar sauce is very easy. It'll taste even better after it sits in the refrigerator for like a day or two. So it tastes better. All right, so let me fill this grease. Okay, the grease now is getting hot. Good. That's what we want. That's what we wanted. All right, so we wanted that grease to get hot. All right, so I'm gonna bring the pan closer. I'm gonna wipe this off. So I like to clean as I go when I cook. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. Alright, so we're going to bring that pot closer so you can see. Alright, so I'm going to try to, without burning myself. There we go. So we got the fish about ready to fry. I think y'all can see that so far. Yeah, I might have to bring the phone down. So yeah. That's perfect. So you'll be able to see. All right, so now I'm going to take the fish and our seasoned fish fry. All right, we got our seasoned fish fry that we prepped earlier. So while you're doing, I made tartar sauce. I did the red beans and rice, and now the grease is warming up. You want to let your grease warm up, get hot for at least about maybe 5 minutes, maybe. But you kind of can tell if the grease is hot. Another way you can tell if the grease is hot enough is I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of this fish fry in there to see if the fish fry really, if it floats to the bottom, then it's really not hot enough. But if it just, I sprinkle a little bit and it scatters and it fries, then that means that the grease is ready. So we're going to shake the grease up first. Shake the grease up. We're going to shake the fish up first. And then we'll do that. Yes. See if it's hot. But me fooling it over my hands, it is seeming like it's getting hot. Alright. So, we're taking the fish, and I'm just going to take my tongs. I'm going to move this over just a little. I'm going to take my tongs here. Take my tongs because I don't want to touch the fish. And I'm going to do one piece of fish at a time. So I'm going to take the smaller piece right here, and I'm just going to place it in my batter, my fish fry, I'm sorry. And we're also too with the fish. How could I forget? You want to get a plate, and you want to put a napkin at the bottom of the plate. I forgot about that. Okay, so I got two plates because I'm gonna get one for me and one for the fish. So you want to take a paper towel. I'm sorry, not a napkin. You want to take a paper towel and so maybe like 2 or 3 sheets, and then you want to fold that paper towel in half like so. You see I got it open, and then you want to fold it in half, and you want to place it on your plate. All right, place it at the bottom of the plate like this, and that way, because that way when the fish is finished frying, you just place the fish on the plate. So we're gonna set that plate to the side, and now we're going to shake up our fish. We're gonna make sure all the air is out. Make sure the air is out of the Ziploc bag. All right, and then you want to seal that Ziploc bag. The best way to do it is it's like you grab the bag like this, and then you're going to shake that fish around in the bag, just like that. You shake the fish around. Make sure it's coated with all the fish fry. All right, so it seems like it's coated pretty good. And if you want to, you can use your fingers. If not, you can put some gloves on and dig in there and get the fish out, or you can just use your good old tongues and take the fish out, put it in here. Now we wanted to do the grease test to see if the grease is hot enough. Just by me feeling it, sometimes that doesn't mean anything. Sometimes what you want to do is you want to go a little extra and see for sure. So what I'm gonna do is just get a little pinch of the fish fry, like a pinch, and you want to place it in here. And once you see that it's like, see it just floated to the bottom, it's still not all the way hot just yet. It just floated to the bottom. If it stayed floating and once you hear it, like you can hear it, when you hear the fish fry start like frying or crackling, then that means that the grease is hot enough to drop the fish in. Let me make sure. I'm gonna just, because this one, I'm gonna turn the degrees up on here to about 4. I'm gonna do 400 because remember, I thought the thing was on earlier and it wasn't, and I was just trying to. So we're gonna let this like warm up for like maybe about 2 more minutes. Give it a couple of more minutes and let it warm up, that grease, because you want to make sure the grease is hot when you get ready to pour the fish in there. Okay, so while this is getting hot, I'm just gonna kind of clean up a little bit. By the time I finish cleaning up my mess that I made somewhat, I should be hearing that crackling from the fish fry. And then I would do another little test one more time and sprinkle another pinch. And if that fish fry is floating in the grease, then that means the grease is ready. So I'm gonna take like maybe a minute. I'm gonna give myself a minute to just clean up my mess, because I shouldn't need no more seasoning. The only seasoning I might leave out is accent, just in case if the red beans and rice is not seasoned all the way. Or I will leave the accent in this out. The rest of everything else is gonna get put up. Alright, so I'm gonna take a minute to clean up, and I'm finished with it. Okay, the red beans and rice is done. It'll be done in the next 10 seconds. So I hope it turned out good for the microwave. Alright, so we put some stuff up. Alright, so I'm going to take the red beans and rice out. I'm just trying to get some of this trash and stuff out of the way. I'm gonna just scoot some things over to the other side, and then when I'm off camera, I will finish cleaning up. But I just don't like a whole lot of stuff um, in my way when I'm cooking. So. And I'm gonna go ahead and put my tartar sauce up in the refrigerator so I have some for next time. And I'm going to take the red beans and rice. So let's see how it did. I hope. Ooh, yes. Ooh. All right. Wow, out of the microwave, I'm telling you. So I'm gonna take my spoon and I'm going to stir this red beans and rice. Okay. Oh my God. Oh. I'm sorry. But we have an Cajun style meal tonight, baby. All right, the red beans and rice look so good. I'm gonna show you. Let me move this grease. Like I said, by the time I finish doing this, that grease should be hot. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna move the grease to the side so I can. Oh, I hear it crackling. You hear that? Once you hear it start crackling, that means it's ready. Okay, so let me show you what the red beans and rice look like. That's what it's supposed to look like. Red beans and rice. I'm gonna pour some. I might have to pour some in a bowl, but see, I'm just stirring it. So I'm gonna do a little taste of the red beans and rice. You know, you remember the little mini bowls that I showed you I had? So how I taste, I think I got enough sausage in there. Yeah, I should have probably added a little more, but that's good enough. And that one box made a lot. So, I want to taste it, let it cool off to the side. So I'm gonna take my little mini bowl here, and I'm just gonna dip like just a little tad of the red beans and rice in here. All right, just a little bit, so I can taste it and make sure it's seasoned enough. All right. And so, you see that steam, the steam coming out of it? Sorry. So it's good. I can't wait to taste it. And then sometimes what I do when I have a bowl like this, I got this bowl from Walmart, only like $1. They had it on sale a while back, some years back. I take a plate. If you want to cover it, just take a plate and put it over the inside of the bowl like that. There you go. My favorite color is red and black. So a lot of times with rice, I cover it with another plate, just in case if the rice is not done enough, it's not tender enough. By me putting the plate on top of the bowl, it helps seals the steam, and the steam will finish cooking the rice. All right. So we're just gonna place this over here. Hopefully, once I taste it, I'm letting it. Oh, I hear it crackling. I hear it crackling. The grease is ready. Once I let this cool off, y'all hear that? The grease is crackling. All right, so I turned up the degrees. Like I said, if you're cooking this on the stove, you want to cook it on medium high or turn it up to high. I'm going to take another pinch of the fish fry, just a pinch, not a lot. You just need just a pinch. I'm gonna sprinkle it. Now this time, I see it sizzling. You see that? I see it sizzling, and I also heard it crack a little bit, like crackling, and it seems hot enough. So we're good. So I'm gonna go ahead and place that piece of fish in here, the first piece of fish in here. Make sure y'all can see. Yep, you're good. And I'm gonna take my tongs. It's ready. I hear it. I hear it crackling. I'm sorry. You might hear it. I hope y'all guys hear it on y'all end too. Okay, so now I got my piece of fish. It looks so pretty. Oh my gosh. It's a piece of fish, nice and seasoned. And we're going to place it in that grease. Oh, oh, oh. And now I'm going to take the other piece of fish, big piece, big boy piece, big girl piece, I'm sorry. And we're going to place it in there. We're going to let the air out, and then we're going to seal it. All right. And then we're going to shake it up. Ooh, I thought I was good. I guess there's a hole in the bag. Ooh, look at that. All right. And when you shake, there is a hole in the bag. Okay, probably from when. And when you shake your fish up, try to shake it up over the sink if you can. But I guess I made a hole in it because I had it by the frying pan. So I'm just going to have to use a whole another Ziploc bag next time if I do decide to use it. So the fish, the other piece of fish, so we're going to go ahead and take this out of the Ziploc bag. Alright, I'm going to get this fish out. Alright, it's good and seasoned on both sides. Look at that. Look at that on both sides. Oh. Alright, so now we're going to place that piece of fish in the grease. Alright. We're going to let them cook on each side. Alright, so now I'm going to taste my red beans and rice. Let me taste it. Hopefully it's got a little seasoning in it. We're going to taste the red beans. Taste the red beans and rice. And like I said, just a little taste. I put it in a little thing. Alright, let's taste this. It's good. Oh yeah. Okay. Alright, so while this fish is frying, I'm gonna go ahead and start prepping my croissant bun or whatever you want to call it. This croissant. So I use this croissant right here. And then I'm gonna turn the fish over here in a minute. Alright, so I'm going to make a fish sandwich. So I'm going to be using these croissants. This is the croissant I use, but let me turn this fish over first. So now when it gets to that golden look, let's just bring it closer like this or leave it back. I'll leave it back. Alright, so that first piece that I put in, look at it. Look at that. So now I'm just turning it over. Oh my gosh, look at that. This is why once after that piece is finished, I'm going to place it in my bowl with the, not my bowl, the plate with the paper towel. That's why you want to use a paper towel. Because the paper towel will help strain that grease from the fish. This one is only going to take like maybe another 2 minutes for it to be, a couple of minutes for it to be done on that side. And then we're going to turn that one over. So you want to take a rigid knife. Okay. You want to take like a rigid knife that has like ridges in it. And you want to, because I'm going to make, like I said, a croissant sandwich. So I'm just going to, I'm going to scoot this over a little bit. And I'm going to put my croissant in the toaster, the bread. So you just take the knife. You're going to go down. That's why you need like a knife that has ridges in it. And you're going to cut it like so. And then I like to take it, place it, lay it flat, and then just kind of cut across like so. And then this is what's cutting it in half. And then I just open it, and there I go. Oh man, I kind of messed up a little bit. But yeah, so that's how I have my croissant. So I'm going to place this to the side. I'm going to put it on my paper. And I'm going to turn this fish. And I want the fish to get fried too hard. But look at that. Look at that. Because this was the first piece I put in. So look at that. I'm going to place that in there for this. I want to make sure it's fried really good. So it's crispy. Alright, so this is the big girl piece right here. So I'm just taking it and flipping it over. And look how golden and brown it is. Like golden. Oh my gosh, so let me place that in here so I won't mess it up. Now we're going to take this piece of fish out. Alright. And you're going to let the grease just drip down back into there. All right. And then you're going to place your piece of fish on the paper towel, like so. And then we're going to give this one a few more minutes to fry on the other side. And while that's doing, I'm going to place my croissant in the toaster. Now, it's optional. You don't have to place your croissant in the toaster. I just like mine a little lightly toasted, or you can just eat it like without being toasted. Alright, so dinner is almost done. I'm sorry it has taken me a long time. And I like to use a little ketchup too on my sandwich, my fish sandwich. Ketchup is also optional. Tartar sauce is also optional. It's just what I like to use on my fish sandwich. You use whatever condiments you like to use on your fish sandwich. If you don't like to use condiments on your fish sandwich, then don't use it. And then sometimes after the fish is fried, you can take a lemon and sprinkle some more like just lemon juice on the fish. And that'll make it taste so good too. But not a lot. I just put like little drops in there. Alright, so we're going to check and see if this is crispy. Okay, it's crispy. So once that finishes my sandwich, I'll be get ready to make my sandwich here in a minute. So I'm going to put my red beans and rice in a bowl because it's kind of, you know, a little bowl. Okay. Alright, now I'm getting a plate to put my toasted, now I like to toast mine a little bit. I put mine on the toaster for my croissant. I put it on like the level 2, so that it can be a little crisp. Now what? Alright, so let's see. I'm gonna turn it over again on the other side. Let it cook for like another 30 to 60 seconds on the other side because I want to make sure that the fish is really done, fried thoroughly, and it has like a little crisp on there. So yeah, the fish has turned out so good. And it's been a while since I fried some fish. I got the tartar sauce here. So I'm about to show y'all how I make my sandwich. I have to get the tongs to get the, well, I use my other tongs to get the croissant out. Okay, so I'm about to take this piece of fish out, so I don't want my fish too hard, so this is done. So I will show you. Okay, you see how golden and brown that is? Alright, look at that piece of fish. I'm going to bring it a little closer. Now that's what we're talking about right there. Look at that. Yes, crispy southern fried fish. All right, and then we're gonna place that into the plate with the paper towel. And this is my croissant I toasted in the toaster. I kind of messed up with cutting it a little bit, but I guess it'll do. I'm not gonna put too much tartar sauce on it then. So this is the bottom, this is the top. I kind of messed up on the top part. Ooh. But I was thinking I wanted to use the big piece of fish or the smaller piece. Maybe the smaller piece. Look at me. So I'm gonna turn. You want to turn your grease off after you finish frying the fish, and I'm gonna set this to the side. I'm gonna set this over here to the side. Let that grease cool off. And now we're going to get started with the sandwich. All right. So this is going to be a croissant fish sandwich. So, all right, I got my fish. I'm going to place some tartar sauce at the bottom of my homemade tartar sauce at the bottom of, just a little bit at the bottom, because I want some at the top too as well. So we're going to spread that tartar sauce on the croissant. And so I'll save a little bit for the top. All right, so we're going to take our piece of golden, crispy, southern fried fish, and we're just going to place that onto the croissant. And then the rest of the little bit of tartar sauce that I have, I like to place it at the top. I'm going to press a little bit more at the top here. I love tartar sauce. I put some at the bottom, but you know what? I might get a little bit more, but I think this is enough. This should be enough. Okay, now that's homemade tartar sauce. All right, we got some tartar sauce on there. And I like to put a little ketchup. All right. A little ketchup. Ketchup, like I said, is optional. You want to shake that ketchup up before you apply it onto so I put a little ketchup on my fish sandwich. Like I said, optional. And I'm going to place my bun, the top part. Like I said, that kind of messed it up when I cut it. But it gives it like a little crisp. All right. And I got little crumbs. But this is the southern fried fish sandwich. Look at that. Southern fried fish sandwich. All right, croissant, on the croissant. Now, this, like I said, it's in a toaster. It's a little burnt. That's how I like it. But like I said, you don't have to do yours like that. You don't even have to put yours in a toaster if you don't want to. But I like it a little toasted because it just makes it better. And now I'm gonna get my red beans and rice. I prefer to put that in a bowl separate. So I'm gonna put that in a bowl. I'll try my tongs. And I'm placing it in a bowl. So I just got to get my spoon. So we're going to move some of these things out of the way. So we did 3 things today. We made our sandwich. All right. And let me get the spoon. I forgot what I did with the spoon. Oh, okay. Here we go. And the red beans and rice. When I say this is a Cajun Creole meal, ooh, I love Cajun food, so if you didn't know, now you know. Okay. The red beans and rice is so good. All right, so keep in mind the red beans and rice has sausage in it. I just put a little sausage in the red beans and rice. And I'm going to take my bowl and put me some red beans and rice into the bowl. About that much. All right. Should be good. Uh-oh. Making a mess. I try not to make a mess. I'm going to show y'all. And I'm just going to be a little extra. You don't have to do this, what I'm about to do. I'm just extra. And I'm just going to take a little parsley and garnish the red beans and rice that I have in my bowl. You don't have to do this. But me, I just do it for presentation, you know. I love to cook, so I also love to make things look good. All right, so this is the red beans and rice. That's the red beans and rice. So that's what it looks like. Bring it a little closer. Ooh, look at that. So I want to clean this up. What I mean by cleaning up is like cleaning up the plate. So anybody that's a cook, you kind of like, you're real neat even when it comes to your plate. So what I mean by cleaning it up, I'm gonna take a paper towel. Okay. I'm gonna take a paper towel and I'm just gonna wipe the crust off the plate so the plate can look a lot cleaner. So that's all I did was just taking a paper towel and wiping the crust off so it look a little bit better. All right, now that looks better a little bit. We still got a crust, so I'm about to taste this red beans and rice, and I'll show you what they look like. Now they look a little bit better done. So this is what red beans and rice really supposed to look like. You see that? You got the sausage, you got the rice, you got the beans, you got that Creole seasoning going on, that Cajun sausage. Man. All right, so I'm gonna find my spoon. And I'm gonna taste a bite of my fish sandwich. A little spoon of my red beans and rice. And dinner is ready, and I will eat it offline. So I'm gonna taste my fish sandwich first. It's a little crispy. I'm gonna taste it. Ooh, I can't wait. Look. Crispy fish sandwich. And my red beans and rice. Now, if you want to just get it real occasionally and get some seasoned fries to go with this, like a Popeyes meal, you got your red beans and rice, your crispy southern fried fish sandwich, and some seasoned fries. But I just didn't have no fries, but this is enough. I just didn't have no fries today. But you can add fries to it if you want to. And I'm going to taste my red beans and rice. Okay. Good. Now, I'm gonna add a little bit of water to the red beans and rice because it is a little salty to me. Because keep in mind, I don't eat a lot of salt, but the sodium. How much sodium is in this red beans and rice? Woo! But that's why the sodium in this red beans and rice right here is 590 milligrams. 590 milligrams. So that's why I don't be using a whole lot of salt. I'm telling you, I don't use a whole lot of salt. So I didn't really put any salt. I put the Creole seasoning up. So sometimes I'm just taking a little cup of water. It's not even a full cup. It's like just a little dollop of water. And in order to condense that salt and also keep the rest of the seasoning, I'm just gonna pour a little water in here to like condense the salt, the sodium. Because I don't eat salt. And since I don't eat salt, and when I taste something that's very salty, it's like nasty to me. Because I don't eat salt. So this little bit of water that I put in here will condense, will help kind of like even it out. Like it won't be so salty. Like, because especially when you put it in the refrigerator and eat it the next day, when it gets cold in the fridge, the cold lock in the flavors. So the next day, you think it's salty now, it's going to be even saltier tomorrow. So that's why I added a little bit of water. But, if you have leftovers, I'm going to add another little dollop of water. And that's going to be that. And I'm going to add a little dollop of water to the in my little bowl here. Just a little sprinkle of water. So that way it won't be salty for me. Now, salt lovers, if you love salt, you be my guest, eat it like that. So, yeah. So this is leftovers for tomorrow. And I'm going to finish eating my, so now this should taste a little bit better. I just put a little drop of water in here. Because like I said, it tasted a little salty to me and I just didn't want it too saucy. So I'm going to raise the camera up so you can see my face. So this is, there we go. All right. Oh, I need to close my pantry. Let's see. All right. So you can see me. All right. So I'm about to end this video. So so I can eat my food. I hope it stops shaking. All right. So I really had a good time making my dinner with you guys live. This is my dinner. So this is red beans and rice, Creole red beans and rice with the Cajun sausage and my fish, southern fried fish sandwich. I'm gonna go ahead and eat my food before it gets cold. I'm gonna eat it while it's warm. All right, and I thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for always supporting me. And I will see you guys in my next live and or also in my next live or vlog video. Okay, so I thank you, and y'all have a good night. So I'm about to feast on my dinner. Bye.